Hi, this is Horrible Green Screen 1, and today I'm going to be talking about movies from my childhood that I still like even to this day, and truthfully that's kind of hard because when you're a kid, movies end up not as good as when you come back to them later, but these are it's hard for me to pick out some of my favorite ones, but I'm going to try to point it out. First movie I got is I actually watched it a couple months ago, The Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, yeah, and Paul Giamatti. It's kind of silly and stupid, but you know what? I like it. It's just one of those movies. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, it was so much fun to watch because they dye a guy blue, and they do all these pranks on him, and it was cool to see Agent Cody Banks do all these pranks on this, jerk. So I mean, it was cool. Next movie I got, it's not one of my all-time favorite movies from when I was a child, but I mean it's so wide out there, but I still really like it. Is Muppet Treasure Island. If you have not seen this movie, it is still pretty funny. I mean, it's fun for the whole family to watch. It's one of those movies, especially with some of the music in it. I just still love it today. I mean, check it out if you have not. It's a bit of a children's movie, but I love it. I watched it so much when I was a kid. The Emperor's New Groove. And if you haven't seen this movie either, watch it. I mean, why have people? I was talking to this girl at my church, and she still has not seen this movie, and she's 16 years old. How could you not seen this movie all the way through? I mean, it's so good. The humor in it is. You have to be at least older, maybe to your preteens to actually get most of the humor in this movie. So when I say it's a kids movie, it's a kids movie, and it was made by Walt Disney, but it doesn't matter. It's so funny, and I still love it today. Now this one, the next movies are pretty hard for me. This is where I get serious. Any of the first 4 Harry Potter movies, Harry Potter 1, good. I mean, they started off the series good. It's a good movie. I mean, some of the visual effects are a bit crap. Now, I mean, they're really crappy. But then actually, I couldn't decide on which Harry Potter film, so I just decided show all 4 of them. But then Chamber of Secrets, I watched this a couple weeks ago, and actually probably a few months ago, but this is still scary in a way. It's intense. Freaking basilisk. I mean, they take little 11-year-old girl, take her into the Chamber of Secrets, and it's like you'll never see her again. How crappy would that be if you were Ron Weasley? I mean, and that's pretty darn freaky. I watched this so much when I was a kid. Actually, I think we went through 2 DVD sets because I kept scratching up the disc so much. But definitely great movie. Still love it. Harry Potter 3. This is the movie that was directed by who the frick directed this movie? Alfonso Cars, whatever. But I mean, he took it to a totally different style, and that continued throughout the rest of the series. And I mean, it just, when I was a kid, crush on Emma Watson right here. This is the movie that got me crushing on Emma Watson. But in all goodness, it's still a good plot. The graphics are, I mean, some of the visual effects are a little bit outdated, Buckbeak. But besides that, still good. Same thing with Harry Potter 4. I forgot how good this movie actually is. It threw me a bit off. I mean, it's way darker than some of the previous films. I mean, it's. I mean, actually forgot actually how good the music is. I mean, when I heard the music, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great, such great music, and I totally forgot about how great it actually was. The visual effects still hold up. I mean, like the Grindylows, those are a little bit cheesy, but I mean, like the dragons and stuff like that, it threw me off how good this was, and I still love it. The next one, the reason why I chose this one is because I watched half of it so much when I was a little kid, but I never actually got all the way through it until later. But Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and this one, not the extended cuts, because since I watched the theatrical cuts so much when I was a kid, whenever I try to watch the extended cut, it throws me off a bit. I mean, I like the additions in the extended cut, but it's like it throws me off a bit. And I mean, I remember I thought I broke the tape, and I was so sad. I told my sister, like tears almost rushed down my face. I'm like, I'm so sorry that I broke your tape, and she's like, oh, it doesn't matter, Eric. We can fix it. So I was happy again, but still, great movie. I still watch it at least once a year. I mean, I watch the extended cuts because I have those on DVD and I have Blu-ray, so I can just upscale it. But so great, so great. Now, this is probably my favorite out of all of them. By the time I was 8 years old, I probably had seen this movie around maybe at least 25 times, maybe even 50. I don't know, because I could almost like say every line in this movie. But Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, by far, probably the best Indiana Jones movie, in my opinion. I still love Raiders, although this just Sean Connery, Indiana Jones. And the reason why I watched this one so much when I was a kid was because my parents actually didn't let any of the other movies in the house, really, because of all the violence that was in them. But so good. I just finally got this one on DVD actually just a couple weeks ago. And for all the rest of the time I have a VHS tape, and I watch that so much, and it's one of my favorite movies still. And if you have not seen this movie, why do you watch movies? I mean, it's so good. I don't get it. But whatever. So that has been my top 5 movies from my childhood that I still love today. If you liked my video, please like down below and give me a comment, maybe telling you other movies I could review. But yeah, so please like and subscribe, get my self-confidence up, and yeah, watch good movies. Have a nice day.